Welcome back to Port City Noise. This is episode 8, and we're here with ABA Wirdo. How you feeling?
What's going on, Port City Noise? Thank you for having me, Tate and Dev Trip. I'm feeling good. I just got off work at the dispensary, so I'm chilling. Pretty slow day, to be completely honest.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So the first question we wanted to ask you was where your name comes from.
So ABA Wirdo actually started, so the first half of it, ABA, it's an acronym, and it stands for Always Been A, and then Wirdo, and I spell Wirdo, W-I-R-D-O, just to be kind of like a little outside of the box, and, you know, a lot of people were telling me it sounds like Wirdo, but like, you know, it's perspective, I guess.
Yeah.
And same thing with the first part. It's really supposed to be an acronym, like I said, ABA, but since I've been making music out here, everyone's been like ABBA, which is completely fine with me if that's how you want to say it. And there's also a band by the name of ABBA, but they spell it A-B-B-A. So like
Facts, yeah.
when you go and like look it up on Spotify or Apple Music, me and them are the only two people that come up when you do like A-B-A or A-B-B-A.
Hell yeah.
Wait, so you like your name comes up if people still put A-B-B-A?
Yeah, if you were to just put A-B, ABBA, like the band will show up, and then me.
Oh.
That means you famous, bro.
Far from it.
Nah, bro, when you type in Dev Tripping, bro, nothing come up. So that means you famous. I'm just keeping it a bean.
I mean, I see what you mean.
Yeah, bro.
But
So
I, mean, I think it's like the more like you release,
Yeah.
the more
Yeah.
likely you like pop up.
I honestly think it goes into the part of like uniqueness in name. So like not that yours isn't unique or yours isn't unique. It's like how many other people have like Trip or Trippin' or go like by Dev or Tate, you know?
Facts.
So it's like the commodity in which, so even if you went back into it and like you spelled it differently, like you know how you did use different characters in Dev Trippin'?
Yeah.
So that's like the slight thing that can separate you from another artist that's kind of in similarity with name.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Damn. So, how about you give a little background on yourself and like
Sure.
tell people where you from and everything you've done?
I'm originally from New York. I'm up top, but I'm not really from the city. I'm from upstate, so like Rochester, Syracuse area. I really resided in Syracuse, so I'm a 585er, 315er. I moved out here like 6 years ago, and this is where I really started making music when I moved out here. But before that, I was really into sports. I was a soccer player. I played soccer throughout my whole life. I played college, and then I played club as well, and all throughout high school and whatnot. And I just used to write a lot, and it never kind of flourished into like recording or anything. But the neat thing was is when I first started with music when I was in high school, I wanted to make beats. And in my high school, we had a full-fledged recording studio, like whole motherboard, 3 sound rooms, a computer lab full of Macs. So I was kind of blessed from the jump. But it kind of faded when sports started to take a hold, and like, you know, I was pursuing a different dream. But like I said, I've been down here for 6 years now. I've met all you wonderful, beautiful people, and it's really opened up doors. Like I found like a talent that I've always had that I didn't really know I was able to access until I got around the right set of people, and now I'm flourishing.
Yeah.
Hell
What
yeah, that's fire.
what college you go to?
So I started at MCC. It's Monroe Community College. It's a small like prep school, 2-year school. Nothing too crazy. They're like Division I JUCO. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, you went the JUCO route? Yeah.
Because there was another school that wanted me to go with them. I was supposed to go to New Mexico State, which I did go, and it just kind of didn't work out. Because you when you're in college and you're like a sports athlete, if you don't take it the right way, like you can really diminish what you're going for. So like it's why they call it a student athlete. You're a student before an athlete, but I was an athlete student.
Yeah. Okay.
I see.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, hey, you know, they say college isn't for everybody. So
Wasn't for me.
Man, there's so many people who didn't go to college. Henry Ford didn't have a degree, and he literally crafted a big part of our culture. They even took that man to court and to test his intelligence.
Yeah.
Because he had no prior knowledge in the field. But one of the people who mainly prioritized and shaped the culture and motor vehicles in the world, not even just in the U.S.
Yeah, I think he invented the assembly line.
Yep.
Method.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's huge. Still
Right,
today.
and people use assembly lines for everything.
Everything.
Exactly.
So
Also, interchangeable parts. I think he came up with that too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I think a big thing too is work ethic. Like,
True.
you gotta have a good work ethic.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Just for everything.
yeah. Speaking of work ethic, like, so how's like your like recording process and all that?
It's a pretty long process. I'm glad you asked that because I've got asked that a couple of times just throughout talking to people, and mine's pretty slow just because of my journey in music. Like my first project I put out, For the Sake of Clarity, that's on all platforms and whatnot, but that one took me 2 years to make. That started in 2019. I didn't release it until late 2021, and then I didn't drop another project until 2 years after that in 24. But in between, I did a few singles. So like, if I'm working on a project, it's probably taking me anywhere between a year and a half to 2 years, just because like I write. I don't really freestyle like that, so I like to be strategic with what I'm saying and my punchlines. But there's still things I need to work on. But through the recording process, I've learned so much just being around like Hollywood, Saya, Khan out of ILM, Adam from 41st and TPMG and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just everyone that's been around me has really opened doors up for me and brought me in with open arms, and I can really only attest to like what I am now because of you guys. And that's really what my recording process started. Just taking a little bit from everyone and building my own process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like the same way. I suck at freestyling. Like, I'm terrible at it. I write like everything. And
It's
if
a
I'm working
skill.
on projects, I take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really a skill. Like people freestyle, it's like a natural skill they have to come up with ideas and schemes in their head just off the rip, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, like only like seconds ahead. Like,
yeah, they're already knowing what they're gonna say 2-3 bars ahead. So like they say one thing and they're like, oh, I can say this, which can then say this, and I can say this, and to be doing that like within the matter of 30 seconds, like when you first like just going out, because you got to think, you're always having to think of something if you're freestyling, whereas like if I'm writing, it's right there.
Yes.
And if I feel like, oh, that doesn't work, I can just go back and change it. To whereas if you're freestyling, it's not really like that. What you say is what you say until like you were to go back and change it. You'd have to stop. But most times with the freestyle, that's one take Jake. You're in there, you say what you say, and most times that shit is gold. Like Wayne, for instance, Lil Wayne, one of the best freestylers in the game. I also think that Babytron. Babytron.
Dude, crazy.
What?
Man, that man got bars. But they just, a lot of times they like punch in. That's what I do. I can't write. Like, funny enough, like when I try to write, like it never works out the way I want it to, and then I'm like trying to figure out like how can I make this fit on like what I want to say and get like the same impact. So
Kind of overcomplicate it when you're trying to write it, whereas if you're in the booth, you just got the headphones on, it just kind of flows.
Yeah.
And then if you don't like what you had said, be like, all right, let me do it again. I'll punch in after that bar.
Mm-hmm.
You were even like talking about this earlier too. Most of the time, you don't even like listen to the whole beat before you even put in the project. You just hear the beginning, be like, okay, I fuck with that, and just
I just go,
feel it.
Yeah, I
That's what's
don't.
up.
Yeah.
I can't like listen to the beat fully, and then like try to record because then I'm like all the stuff that I thought in my head is gone.
I
Like,
feel that.
Yeah.
So I gotta like listen to like the first part and be like, oh, okay, put me in. Like,
I just watched a video with Adam the other day. It was Michael Jackson talking about some stuff, and he was saying that about the writing process and about how making a song, even if you're writing and or freestyling, he was talking about writing, but this will go to freestyling, like letting this song make itself, like don't force what you think is right. Because he was talking about when he goes to make it, he hears the drums, he hears the percussion down the line, and that's what creates the lyrics and or the vibe of the song. So it's not like it's already pre-written with nothing, and he's like, okay, we're gonna make it sound like this. He's like, okay, I hear this sound. This sounds nice to it. Okay, what feeling am I getting? What emotion am I trying to input into this track? And I thought that was a really cool way of thinking about it, because I've met some people here in, you know, our local industry and stuff with music that are like, oh, we need a topic and we need to start going with this and push it this way. When it's like, okay, that's fine and dandy, but like now everyone's on the same wavelength, or say everyone's in the same book but on the same page instead of being in the same book on different pages. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like you would want each person's personality to show, so why drive them into all thinking the same thing? You can have like, you know, a general aspect of what you want to do, but like if I were to be like, okay, we're gonna make a song about love and trust, now each person's verse is gonna sound almost identical.
Yep. Same like keywords.
And exactly. So why not just let the music that, you know, the producer and or the engineer made speak for itself, you know? Exactly. If the song sounds like love, everybody gonna write about love. Mm-hmm. If the song is hype, everybody gonna write something hype. There's no need to be like, we're gonna write about this, we're gonna write about that. I feel like that should be just a you thing. Like if you're going to make a project or going to make a single and there's a certain like direction you want to go, use that for yourself. But like in the scheme of like actually writing it and making it, like don't solidify yourself to it has to be this way.
Yeah,
because you're just putting everyone in that
box.
In a box. Yeah.
I've never thought of it like that.
That's why. That's why I always like I kind of like do my own thing no matter what.
Yep.
Like I know you do your own thing. Like I know that for sure. So, you know, I just like when I listen to your songs, like you really kind of live by your name, but you have like a distinct sound. Like there's not many people that sound like you. And like I already told you that one song is like, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like, don't know what's in my cup, just know it's there, Diana. I know I'm in my fan.
That's 6 feet. Yeah. I just need some distance.
Yeah.
I ain't make too much friction.
Yeah,
that's why I still take Puerto Rico in prescriptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not out yet. That one's
yeah, that shit's hard.
Adam cooked that beat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Adam.
Hard.
Shout out Adam, man. Shout out Ayo.
Ayo is crazy. People be sleeping on bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. He is so technically sound and musically sound. It's absurd.
Oh, for sure.
We just made a song the other night where he got on it and like he made the beat at his house and then we went to TPMG and then recorded it. Man, someone give him the time of day. He's gonna make a lot of money in the music industry. Whether it's, you know, making music, being a part of it, A&R. I just firmly know that he's going to be in the music industry. That's what he's going to do, and I really back him because he was one of the first people I worked with here in Wilmington, and that's how I met Hollywood and all them at TPMG through him because he started going to work over there.
Same for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to the studio. It was me, Dev, and Cribs. We recorded the song there, and Adam engineered for us.
Sick.
I met Hollywood from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love everyone at TPMG from Breezy all the way down to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those my people. Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I had a question. Fuck.
Think.
Who here, like, who inspires you, like, or not even here, just around, like, what artist inspires you to be ABA?
Okay, so this is gonna sound weird. So Wirdo Yankovic. Mm-hmm. I'd also have to say G Herbo, Nav. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Bro went from Weird Al to G Herbo.
Weird Al, G Herbo, Nav, A Boogie for a long time. I just like how he sets songs up and how he like structures his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler the Creator. Trying to think of so many, like there's so many, but if I had to say like a top 5 in no particular order, it'd definitely be Tyler the Creator, Weird Al, Nav, and some newer guys, Jace. I've been listening to Jace lately. And Mobb Deep. Big Mobb Deeps, man.
That's the different. Well, you are from like up north.
Yes.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, those are my people. I'd say like I really tied to, and Weird Al just because of his ability to make something that's already existing and make it unique. Like all his parodies he does and stuff like that. Those are all songs you already know.
Yeah.
But you still love both versions. So like Beat It by Michael Jackson, he made Eat It. And it's just about fat people and food. But you love it. And here's the thing. You could hear both play in the bar and know exactly which one is which is crazy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the drive-through one with
I'm gonna do the drive-through.
that one is so fucking good.
What was the one he did? The Gangsta's Paradise?
Yeah, Amish Paradise. Amish Paradise.
I was about to say that one,
It's so hard.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was a good one, bro.
Yeah.
Or the Rolling Dirty one he had.
Yes.
Oh, what one? What is that one called?
Riding Nerdy or something.
Riding Nerdy.
Yeah, bro. I used to watch that shit all the
White
time.
and Nerdy. Is it White and Nerdy or
White and Nerdy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I used to watch that shit all the time as a kid. I swear to God.
Like, Weird Al is tough. Like he actually makes, and the thing is, he's not a bad artist. Like he actually knows range. He knows about music, and
he's like a multi-instrumentalist,
he
right?
plays everything.
Yeah.
Everything underneath the sun, man. I'm a firm believer. Okay, this is a kind of a conspiracy thing. Tell me that Nardwuar and Weird Al ain't the same person.
Oh Lord, here we go. Juice World and Lucky all over again. Did Sai ever tell you about the Juice World and Lucky conspiracy that he
Oh
had?
my God, I've seen that all over the web. All that. They sound similar, but that ain't no juice.
Yeah.
Nah.
But
Lucky's a whole
I did
different
see,
sound.
He like showed me a picture of Lucky, and I was like, okay, I do see kind of like some similarities, like appearance wise, but
That man,
it just seems like such a stretch.
Belly.
that's that lean gut.
Yeah. Nah, for real.
I mean, like more like the face, but
Even then, man, nah. I can maybe see it a little bit, but no. It's so it's as soon as somebody says, "Oh, the juice," I'm like, stop. Halt.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but I never noticed the Weird Al and Nardwuar thing. Is this like an actual conspiracy or this is your conspiracy?
My conspiracy.
Oh, okay.
That's what I came up with. You know. And I also think that do y'all know who Netspend is?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you know who Gunner is?
Yeah.
Not Gunna, but
Gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the preset guy.
Okay, so so I think Netspend and Gunner are the same person. He just plays two different roles because here's the thing: if you go and look up Gunner's actual name, it's not Gunner. He has a different name. Netspend's name is Gunner.
Never knew that.
me neither. I haven't tapped.
Look like alike.
Here's the thing. So I went to looked at a few pictures. The only difference between the two, at least, is one has a mustache. The other doesn't have. Gunner has a mustache sometimes, but it's like the dyeing of hair. And then I looked at the track record of like when they were releasing. One releases like within months of the other. So one will go on a lull and not post anything, but the other one will be posting, doing shows, and then they'll catch a lull, and then Netspend will, because like Netspend just performed at Summer Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Netspend ain't performed, and Gunner ain't performed in like almost like 4 or 5 months. So you got to think it would take that time for hair dye to go out, shave your mustache.
These rap conspiracies.
I love
crazy.
it. I love it. Huh?
I feel like Gunner looks. I haven't seen much of either of their content, but I've always thought that Gunner looked taller than Netspend.
Really? I thought the other way around. I always thought
Really?
like Netspend was taller than Gunner.
See what I'm saying, man?
Nah,
Who did person this? Like it's all up in the air. There's so much going on, and I kind of love this stuff because on the marketing side, that's kind of genius. If you can create two aliases that like no one can tell tell it's really just one person. Mm-hmm. Which if that is what's the case is, that's crazy. I'm probably wrong. And that's perfectly
But that's the thing
fine.
about conspiracies, bro.
It's fun to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Shit. Now I'm gonna be sitting there thinking about it like, could Netspin be Gunner?
So I got a question. It's kind of different, but so like, what made y'all want to start Port City Noise?
Well, we kind of were just like chilling. Like we were in we met in Beats Lab Club, like
Cape Fear.
Yeah, Cape Fear for Cape Fear. And then we just started chilling and making music. And then, okay, what really happened was me and Stoff, we never really like talked or like had an interaction. But like he had just sent me like a bunch of beats, and then I rapped over them. We made an album, and then we were like, you know, we could actually do this. And then we started talking a bit more. Then we started, you know, like, hey, we want to get our own studio. You know, we're going to get our own stuff. So we started making the moves to do that. So once we got this, we came in here. We have all of us, Cribs, Stoff, Tate. We just, you know, came up with it. We had like another name at first, didn't we? Underground Wilmington. Yeah, he had started an Instagram page. Just like showing all the stuff that we do at like our show.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah. And then so he just like randomly just changed it to Port City Noise.
It sounds so good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the way y'all went about it, it's like almost everyone inside the circle, inside the friend group, had no idea who it was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was just like it would to me before I knew it, like it was just some random person that was at the shows that I couldn't point out.
Yeah.
I was like, who's getting all this footage? It's like, where's this all coming from? And then it's stuff in the background, which is awesome. But I think it's super cool because like there isn't, at least in my nature, in the hip hop realm here in Wilmington, there's not like a hip hop journalist and like that posts these things and like keeps up with these underground artists that are trying to make their way up in the industry. So like
that's like also a big part of like where you started doing it.
Yeah.
So that the city could have like people that do that.
Exactly. And you know, it's like y'all are doing it out of good faith. You know, it's not like you're trying to get up on anyone. It's like y'all are already doing your own thing, music and whatnot. You just had made to order. So it's exactly.
It's a community.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
What it's all about. We grow together, we build together. That's because we're stronger in numbers.
Exactly. And that's what I agreed with on, was it with episode 6 with Hollywood or 7?
Yeah.
6?
6.
So with episode 6, how he was talking about with TPMG being a collective, not a group, but it's marketing wise easier to cut through all the solo as a group and just bringing everyone together. And I thought that was really cool to hear out of him because he's open up his, you know, his doors to me and me being there, even with the lockout sessions.
Yeah,
I heard about those.
Yeah, so it was these lockout sessions he was doing where you would go and I think you'd pay $25 to record from A time to B time, and it was like, I think it was like 5 hours, 6 hours or something like that. And there would be like 9-10 artists in the studio all getting on one track, or like a few of us would get on one and then other people would get on the next one, and we did that like 3 times. So there's like 3 mixtapes worth of a bunch of underground artists,
and the beats were cooked from scratch
that
right?
night.
Yeah.
Scratch. Like there was like 3-4 beats cooked between Hollywood, Guru, Adam.
Hell
It was gnarly. And Hollywood, you need to drop that. You need to drop that.
Get the masters ready.
Yeah. But I know Hollywood, he probably got a plan for that shit.
Oh, yeah,
he got a plan for everything, bro. Everything. And even if it just comes to him randomly, like he just has a plan for it. Like he'll announce it to us like a week or so in advance.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole
been
time,
planning it for the last month.
Yeah.
And bro, the 70 this night about to go crazy.
I was about to say, I was gonna ask if you're going.
Yes,
Hell
I am
yeah.
going. I'll be there. I'm about to have that shit on.
I bet
yeah.
you are. I bet you are, ABA.
Man. I'm about to pick out my hair so I have a real afro. Yeah, it's over.
Is that gonna hurt?
Shit.
Okay, because back when I had my afro and I used to pick out my hair, bro. That shit.
See, the key is you gotta get detangler. You get detangler and you put detangler in your hair, and then you pick it out with the detangler, so that when you're picking it out, everything comes out real nice. And then once it air dries,
I didn't know that back in the day.
I'm about to be up there like jive turkey. I'm about to be out there. What's with the heels on top? I was like,
I'm crying.
I'm crazy.
If you do that on stage, bro, I'm throwing dollars, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm about to be like this. Let me get that.
Throw some coins up there, bro.
You about to make it hail? That's crazy.
You seen that episode of Key and Peele?
Yes, bro.
Cup full of coins. About to throw some coins, bro.
Ching, ching, ling, ching, 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 ching.
Ruin everybody night.
These are real though.
Not even like a handful, like, you know, the little sleeves you put them in.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be throwing sleeves of quarters.
That shit will hurt.
Just chucking it.
Sleeves of quarters.
Oh God, Jesus. Oh, imagine
That's
hitting
funny.
somebody in the face with it in the eye with that.
That's
That'll hurt.
that's why.
Good job.
Well done. That's why I think it's funny when I hear about, like, you know, people that are in jail and they be like, yeah, I put a soap in a sock. I'm like, damn, people get beat up with soap socks, bro. My thing
Bro.
is, it's a brick though.
Yeah, bro, it gets crazy up in there.
Busted up. Like, I've seen, like, you know, some like true life type deal where, like, they were talking about it, and like the injuries people get from just a piece of soap in the sock is wild.
You ever heard about a Glock Dookie?
What's that?
What?
A Glock Dookie, bro.
A Glock Dookie.
Yeah, bro. So basically, I forgot what they said like they do, but basically they put shit in something and then like squirt it out on people, bro.
Oh.
And like you get hit with a Glock Dookie. Like,
Yo,
I heard about it in this interview, bro, and like these Chicago dudes, bro. They was talking about like.
So here's my thing. What if you put a switch on the Glock Dookie?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro, that shit about to be like,
Going crazy.
going crazy, bro.
Everywhere.
Switch on the Glock Dookie.
Switch on the Glock Dookie.
Nah, yeah, this. Yeah,
Bro, say I got a switch on the Sphinxter.
Oh my God, bro. No, literally, like if y'all ever watch the videos of like the Chicago people talking about prison and jail, bro, you would never want to go. Like,
no.
I never. I don't want to go either way, but like
yeah.
it makes me want to act like a fucking angel.
Glock Dookie.
Yeah, no, bro. Bro, it's even worse because like, all right, it's about to get real graphic. I ain't even about to lie, but basically, like, if somebody gets beat up, it's over. Like, it's over. You're automatically a bitch, and they're gonna be like, literally, what they said was, all you're gonna hear is "get that butt," and then people are gonna like go over there and like start like going crazy. Like they said, he's spitting they spit in somebody's asshole. Like they was spitting in people's assholes.
What?
But the thing is, they gotta call your family and tell them what happened, since it was like bodily fluids going inside you and stuff like that. So they have to tell your family. So now your whole family just known that you got violated. Like. It's psychological warfare and physical warfare, bro.
It's awful.
Wild.
It's disgusting and crazy.
Yeah.
The prison system here in America is shot anyways.
Yeah.
Like, if you would go over to Europe and like places like Sweden and
Exactly.
their prisons are set up as rehabilitation centers.
Yeah.
If you look inside, they're all white walls. They have a bed. They get they get good dinners, unlimited amounts of like, you know, recreational time. They can get books when they want. They have TVs
Y'all
in
know
their
what I'm
room.
saying? I'm pretty sure they got like electronics and shit.
Yes,
Like
because it's like as soon as you take that person out of society and just make them feel like a prisoner and like they can't do anything, that's called being institutionalized. That's why so many people, when they get out of prison, they can't go with society. They're so shell shocked. That's all they know.
you just touched my toes with
My
your
fault,
toes,
bro. My fault, bro.
But yeah, bro.
I
But yeah, bro. Like,
It's fake. But yeah, no. But no, their system's definitely much better than ours.
yeah, man.
Like I was watching Atlanta, the episode where Paperboy gets arrested. I think it was in Sweden.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. They actually had like a nice sub. He didn't want to leave.
yeah.
Exactly, because it's like I see the way they're doing it. Yes, they're taking you out of society, but they're not trying to break the society out of you. They're trying to reform you, which is perfect. There is no reform in American prison. There is sit in the cell, eat this slop until you either die or you get let out.
Yeah.
And then when you get let out, most likely you're gonna go right back.
Yeah,
'cause you been
exactly.
That's
so
all you know.
Yeah.
If you got booked and you did like some prison time for slanging, how you gonna make money when you get out if you a felon and you can't get a job? What are you gonna do? Slang again.
Just linking, and then you're gonna get caught right back.
Exactly. But that's why I also do like, you know, the companies that hire ex-felons and stuff like that, give them a second chance at life. But I mean, aside from them getting grants and stuff, you know, like being able to give those people opportunities to succeed in life. And I think that's what music did for me. Because I was definitely going in a path where I was either going to be dead or in jail for sure.
Yeah.
And being able to have music and really express myself and, you know, give my testament, because I'm not good at, I don't want to say I'm not good at expressing my feelings, but like I do it better in this form of a song. Mm-hmm. I'm able to talk about my feelings, but like conveying them the way I want to might not be as good as me making a song. So like if I had the choice and I was in a relationship with, you know, with somebody, or just in that general form, and got into an argument, if I could be like, give me like 30 minutes, let me write a song, and you can listen to it and I'll be able to clearly convey, instead of getting frustrated and flying off the handle, which I've definitely gotten better at, because I used to be an angry guy.
Really?
Very angry guy. Because I also did 6 years in the military. I served 6 years in the Army.
Yeah.
So, like, flying off the handle and, like, you know, just getting super frustrated. But I learned to this day, a big part of it was anger, but I feel like a lot of people don't understand that some of that is passion. Like, you feel so strongly about something in a certain situation to where, like, you have no other reason to yell, because that's, like, or get upset because, like, you're either not being heard, or you're so passionate about what you want, the other person in that situation isn't listening. Mm-hmm. That's literally what yelling is. Yeah. If I'm yelling at you, it's because you're not mentally opening up to listen to what I'm saying. Because if you were, I wouldn't have to yell.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. My dad kind of, he was in the Army, so
Army brat.
There's a lot of passion in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't understand it when I was a kid. Like, I would just be like, this man always yelling. Like, God, eh. But then, like, once I got older and I, like, really saw that he wanted the best for me, and I kind of wasn't listening, and I was like, all right, let me put my pride to the side and actually listen to what this old man got to say.
We all have those trials and tribulations, you know? Like, I'm an older guy. I'm 28, you know? It probably took me 23 years to learn, you know, a good definition of right and wrong, even though I'm still learning right from wrong. I think learning right from wrong is a lifetime thing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we learn every day.
Every day. And if you're not learning every day, you're fucking up.
For real.
Knowledge is power.
I swear. So, little question back to the music.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say, like, makes you unique as an artist?
I think that I bring like a versatility to the field where, like, I'm opening up a lane for people to feel themselves by example. So, like, putting myself in a vulnerable spot and exposing myself to who I am and dressing the way I am, the way I make music, the videos I put, because I know we all follow each other. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen, like, you know, some of the funny videos I post and things like that. Because I like to do that. I like to be funny. I like to be goofy. But I also see it as a way to make people smile, which is a big thing for me. A smile or making someone's day can really change that. And music can do that for somebody. So getting into it, I try to make myself as unique as possible and as original as possible while still emulating my favorite people. But giving this place where people can feel safe and comfortable and have a relatability to me, because I see my music as a piece of matter, if that makes sense. It's not tangible, you can't touch it, but you can. So I want it to be its own thing, to where you can take whatever you want from it and interpret it how you want into your life. Like the last show we just had, not Bacon's, but the second TPMG, or was it, I can't remember which one it was.
It was the artist showcase.
Yes, the artist showcase. Yeah. I had met someone downtown, like, the night prior or the night before that, and they were from where I'm from in New York, and they came to the show. They ended up leaving a little while after they saw my set, but they sent me a text saying that he was going through some certain things. I'm not going to out him on what his personal stuff was, but he was going through some certain stuff, and my music he said my music made him look at what he was going through in a different perspective. Regardless of what song it was, regardless of, you know, like, what I was saying, I was able to impact that person in that moment. They took a chance on me to come see me perform, and it benefited on them to be able to see something from a different angle. And I hope that made him figure out what he was going through and, like, got him to take those few, like, you know, steps forward to get running. So it really meant a lot to me, which goes to attest to your question that, you know, I am doing the right thing by trying to be as unique as possible. So with the whole thing with like the ABA Wirdo and stuff like that, me spelling it wrong, like, because I see, like, in our society, the word weirdo is bad. Mm-hmm. If you get called a weirdo, like, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's why I took the E out of it.
Some of the greatest minds are weirdos.
Exactly. So that's why I took the E out of it, to show that, like, you know, like these things are not one and the same. Like you said, there are greats that were weirdos. You got to be a little insane to be a genius. You got to be a little crazy.
Kanye. Well, I was gonna say
that's
Kelly,
a lot.
He's a weirdo, but
see, yes, R. Kelly, a weirdo.
That's a real weirdo.
Diddy, a weirdo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kanye, I feel like he's just crazy.
Yeah, he's just crazy.
He's like I said, he's a weirdo with no E. He's WIRDO.
Yeah.
He don't do funny, like, just off the wall, like, you know, like, not of society stuff. He may say outlandish things, but
well, you know, yay.
Yeah.
Hey. When Cousins, you ever heard Cousins?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little
freedom of speech, man. Hey, that's all up for interpretation and being subjective. That's why music is subjective. And I honestly was disappointed in him when he'd made the Heil Hitler song, and he changed it to Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. You let them bully you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
see, but that's the thing. I feel like everyone
couldn't put it on streaming services. He couldn't like get profit off of it.
And I get that. I just think it's more of a willingness to stand up for what you believe in is right. And I think people are taking that line for face value, and they're just saying like, he said Heil Hitler. It's like there's a deeper context behind that, in like him talking about everyone that is around him who is of the same culture, which is everyone that's us that is not the 1%, even though he is, you know, financially stable. He still understands where we are right now as people and how he got there. So I think it's a testament to him being in a position to where he can speak for all of us that don't get listened to. He's in the limelight. He's getting stuff. So if he's feeling what we feel, and just because he says it in some outlandish way, you automatically think that, oh, he said these words. You automatically connect Hitler with bad. You automatically connect that with World War II and things of that nature. So it's like, you're not looking deeper behind what he's saying. Like, you know, all my people, Nazis, Heil Hitler. It's like, I am for my people. They respect me and they follow me because I know how they feel. Not that it's a God complex or I'm a leader thing. It's like, follow me into battle, like Alexander.
Yeah, see, you could have used that one though. Like, come on, man.
Well, he naturally is just gonna say the most outlandish.
Yeah.
Like analogy.
Yeah. And I think that's a big part of it too, Stoff. Like, he's using an analogy that's so edgy, it makes people's skin crawl. And that's exactly what he wants. He wants you to think about it. He wants it to stick in your head so you actually, like, create an opinion. And those people that are like, he said this, he said this, he said this, keep bringing, because I'm not going to lie, anytime someone brings up that song, that's all they talk about. They don't talk about the part where he said, first they froze my bank accounts, then they took my kids from me. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like he just sat there for a minute and 30 seconds. It was like, Hitler, like, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, the production on that song was great. Like, I can't.
That shit was hard, bro. That production.
About Kanye, he's always gonna have some amazing
like,
production.
It's still Kanye, but like he's just saying some outlandish shit that like literally I can't drive down the street playing that song.
Okay, yeah. Granted, you can't have that on max. Could you imagine driving up Front Street with that song playing max volume?
Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, I'm getting, bro. It's over. They throwing stuff in my car.
Over Wilmington, bro.
Like, yeah, no, I'm good, bro. But I mean, the production on this song was just great. That and World War III. Oh my God. And Cousins, like the whole tape had good production. It's just like the stuff that he was saying, you were just like,
shoo.
Like,
wow.
Like, bro, okay, I can't really like play this down the street. Like, I gotta listen to this like on the low ski, like nobody around.
At home in my room, door closed.
Yeah,
lights out. He got the window. I was there.
Never mind. I was about to say something really crazy. Making sure some people don't sit outside my window and try to take me down under. So
I was like, I think I'm jumping out the window on this one.
So yeah, man. But shouts out to Kanye.
Yeah, shout out to Kanye.
Kanye
for being real himself.
Yeah, for being he's definitely himself.
Always been vocal. Always been vocal for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite Kanye moment though was when he was like, and George Bush doesn't care about black people, and everybody was just like,
G1. Probably started it all.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Like, I remember like seeing that when I was like, I don't know, I think I was like 6 or 7. I was like, damn. True. George Bush doesn't care about black people. That's crazy. Like, you know, I'm a kid, bro. I'm like, dang.
Oh my god.
Didn't fully understand what he meant, but I was just like, wow.
I was like, damn straight, Kanye.
And who's the dude who was like the reporter he was with? Just jaw dropped.
Yeah, it was like
it was like a around the world.
Yeah,
moment, like to me, just
it was the Cat in the Hat dude, man. Austin Powers. What's that guy's
was
name?
it
Austin Powers. I know Austin Powers is Austin Powers.
Something Myers, man.
Michael.
That's why I wanted to say Michael, but I know Michael Myers is. But yeah,
and then came the fucking, was it the VMAs?
Oh yeah.
The Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah. Tell him I'm gonna let you finish.
Beyonce had the best video
of all time. And she was just sitting there like,
Off the Henny.
Yeah.
But we did get My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy from it.
Yeah, bro, they should have known he was on Bush when he pulled up with the like bottle of Henny.
Yes.
Like, he was out there like
like what? Like they should have known something was gonna happen. Like it's still Kanye, bro.
Yeah.
Shit.
Houseway.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You ain't got the answers, Sway. He said in that interview, Kanye goes, you ain't lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And he was like, no, I haven't, but I've lost hundreds of thousands. That's what Sway said.
And then afterwards, you see when he was like, Sway was right. He said Sway had the answers. Because like when he got the stuff taken away from like Adidas and all that shit, he was like, oh yeah, it turns out Sway had the answers.
Sway had the answers.
He just put a story up, you know, he used to put the stories up on the black screen.
The most humbling moment.
I was like, Jesus.
Could you imagine Kanye before he put that post up? He's just sitting in his room, probably like, this nigga really did have the answers.
That's why I want to know too. Like, does he just be sitting there like in his room or like in his house just mad as fuck?
He probably contemplates all the time. Just sitting there. Like, I mean, look at him when he was making Donda in the Atlanta. Bro was in a
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, he was in Mercedes Benz, and he was in a room that wasn't the locker room. It was like a Jersey laundry room,
a closet or some shit.
No windows.
Yeah.
Doing push-ups and
that was like constant live stream.
Yeah,
right?
constant live stream. You know what's crazy about that though? So with that constant live stream, there is no archived footage.
Really?
Yeah, there's nothing on that. Like it was just live streamed. There's no like. There's only like still images and stuff. No
videos and clips.
No videos.
No, because there's the one where he was like, no phones, no nothing. We straight locked in. And like he was like yelling at everybody, and then he's like, all right, now play off the grid.
Was that
yes, bruh, with Rick Rubin?
Oh, at the when he's recording.
Yeah.
So that was somebody else filmed that. Did somebody else get that clip, or was it from the stream? Because that's what
it looks like. It was from a phone.
That's what I'm saying. So like from that stream, there's no archived footage of Donda. So like that whole live stream was in the moment. What we saw is what we saw, and that music we got, which I think is crazy. So I'm like, why would you not archive something like that when he's in there? He was like the first person to like start actually doing that, and still there's been no one who's isolated themselves in a whole arena to make a project.
I think Drake did. But you know, Drake copied Kanye on a lot of stuff. But you know,
did he?
Yeah, he did it in the Toronto Raptors.
Oh my god, that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Oh look, I'm Kanye. I'm gonna be from He's from Atlanta, Georgia, yeah.
Yeah, and then he moved to Chicago.
Yeah.
He was born in Atlanta, then moved to Chicago.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, but think about it. Oh, I'm Kanye. I'm gonna do this crazy thing and go rent out the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and go recording it. Here comes Aubrey.
The copy ninja, bro. Really? That's Kakashi.
Huh. Hey, Raptors.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, so, like, I get it, like, you know, it's like, you know, not impersonation, but, like, on a big scale like that, like, it's just hard to be like, I'm gonna go and do that. And, you know, just, I feel like you would already catch the flack for, you know, someone like Kanye doing it, and then you're already in this narrative to be a biter.
Yeah, but let the best win.
Very true. That's a true statement.
And it's like, he obviously was inspired by what Kanye did.
Mm-hmm.
So let the best win.
I'm just a Drake hater. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I am too.
I have 2 songs out of his whole discography that I like, and that's Pound Cake and Tuscan Leather.
Really?
But no jungle.
Even
Yes,
when, like,
awesome songs.
Nothing from Take Care.
Nothing.
not even like the What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah, or nothing was the same.
No March Madness.
Wow.
No, was that shit the same for?
I don't really listen
Nothing
to
was the
Drake
same.
either.
Don't think about it too much. Too
Oh,
much. Too
yeah, I don't
much,
even know that
too
song.
much. I love that song, but that's besides the point.
Drake has some good songs. I can't lie. Like I was a Drake hater, but like I gotta respect the art. Like,
Oh yeah, but I'm not. And I respect the art, and I'm not delusional. Numbers show.
yeah,
He knows how to make a song.
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and he's like, oh, he's trash, he sucks. Just not my particular cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I admit don't like him
It's
as a
ego for me.
Yes, I don't really like him as a person, but like when it comes to music, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to make a hit. He knows how to make a song. So I can't shame the man for, you know, doing what he does best.
Yeah. It's pretty much how I started looking at it. Because I think I really started listening to Drake when I was like 15. But like, I don't even like really listen to Drake. I just like listen to his album. I think Views was like the first album of his that like I actually sat through and listened like the whole thing.
Okay.
And I was like, it's pretty decent. Like I would hear like his songs on the radio and be like, all right, like it's cool. But like you said, it's like his personality and shit. Like, I was like, yeah.
Do late night when you need my.
Yeah, see, that was a vibe. Like I can't.
Like,
I did play that music video a lot when it first came out.
You play who?
I just played that music video.
Oh, yeah.
a lot
What
when
you
it
say?
first
I
came
know
out.
when that highlight bling. I can only
song,
do one
bro.
thing.
It was a good video.
That
too.
man, that song was everywhere. Every radio channel, every time you turn on the radio, no matter if you were in a car with the homies, bap. It was a
One Dance,
summertime.
too.
I'll say that it was a summertime jam. So I think Hotline Bling was way better than One Dance. If I had to pick between the two,
well, all right.
let me hear it stop.
I don't know if they hear me, but Hotline Bling was definitely a nostalgia aspect for me because like that was 6th grade, 7th grade. That's when shit was like really popping because
What?
you had all your friends, your little homies, and
What?
like phones weren't really popping.
What year was that?
2015.
I thought it was 6.
Hey, I was graduating high school.
Yeah, that's
Bro, I was like a sophomore in high school, bro.
I was getting ready to go to college.
like 7th grade.
Sheesh.
Dang.
Man, that song came out 10 years ago.
You're a year younger than me.
Yeah.
So how was I in 6th grade and you were in 7th grade?
Wait, if I was in 10th grade.
I'm pretty sure it was 2016.
Yeah, it was 2016.
Hotline Bling?
So
Or 2015, 2016. It was 2015, 2016, like on the
Anyway.
board. But I was in 10th grade. I know that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so nostalgia aspect. But One Dance is just like that's worldwide.
I'm not gonna like that beat. That doom 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 doom.
I love that. Bro, I love that.
Oh my goodness!
That's worldwide.
What are those bongos? That sound? I know it's some type of drum.
I'm trying to remember what it sounded like.
I think
Yeah,
so.
there's probably some bongos in there.
Might be some.
It's like
I need to hear it.
Yeah, I
that
need to
sound
hear
in
it.
the beginning. That like, I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
I think it
think
was,
it
or
is.
like maybe something like Tom.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I believe you had a question for him. Like,
I got quite a
Yeah,
few.
let's
Yeah.
get back to AB.
yeah,
We did get off on a tangent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Oh yeah, what is your background in like videography you come from?
Okay, so that's what I went to school for. And I've always loved making film and stuff like that. It's always just been a passion and hobby of mine. I love capturing images of my friends and their expression of emotion. To be completely honest, it started off as like a self-satisfying thing because like I was like, it made me feel good that I got to see my friends happy and like in the moment, and like I got to make those moments last forever. And then it kind of flipped into a a service thing where like now I'm going out of my way to do this to send to people because of that fact. So like whenever I'm doing videos for y'all and stuff like that, like I don't care about being paid. I'm just doing it off the good faith because you need that for promotion, and B, it's going to make you smile when you get to see yourself back. That's like watching film for yourself in a sport and you do something sick and you're like, "Oh wow, that's you like to watch yourself." And it makes me happy to like show my homies and stuff the videos and then see your smile on your face. It's like, okay, I hit it. I'm on the mark. Yeah. That's great. And like even just watching y'all up there perform and get after it and seeing y'all in your element, I want to capture that moment and be able for that to be ingrained in history forever.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude. And when I get them videos, I'll be like, what's he sending me? And then I'll be like, oh, shit. It'd be random. Like, it'll be like 2 or 3 days afterwards. I'll be like, what is he sending? And I'm like, oh.
Footage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you could definitely like make, like you were saying, like promotion out of it.
Yeah.
Or even like put like a documentary at some point.
Yeah, so, just even, the clips and stuff, and like, for y'all to like post Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, things of that nature, because we all need like, small 15 to 30 second clips we can post on our story every now and again to keep that traction going. Because that's the biggest thing for me, like posting, but posting strategically, not just posting to post. Yeah. I do that with my story a lot, which I think is a little more fun. You have more room to just kind of be free, but like when you're actually making a post or posting a reel, like not just posting anything.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the story's only there for 24 hours.
Exactly.
The post there forever. So. Yeah, you bring like a catalog.
Yep.
I
gotta learn how to start posting more, bro. I really like. I have like no. Ever since I was in college, like when I was like my second or third year in college, like I got so much attention that I was just like, bro, I don't even want this shit. Like, I'm good. Like, and ever since then, like I just don't care about Instagram. I don't really care about social media. I don't care about none of that. I'll just be like, bro, it is what it is.
I was the same way until I started getting like some actual residual like off like seeing people look at like my videos and understanding that even if it gets 125 views or 1,200 views, I'm still reaching somebody, whether it's 125 people or 1,200 people. So the more you post, that number is going to grow and grow, and then you'll find what your method is of getting those views. So like for me, it was I had to write down that I was going to post 3 times a week, but each of those posts were different. So like I'd post one time about music, and then I'd post about maybe like a project coming up, or I'd post like a recap to a show, and then that third one would be a post about me, like giving the fans like something about me, or maybe a funny video or something like that. So now it's not music. You're still posting what your life would be and giving the fans a natural like lens into like what your life is. So those first two are, okay, this is what I want to do. This is my career. I'm going to throw that in your face. Now that third one is like, now I'm going to open my door for you. Like, even if you sit down for a few minutes and talk about what your week's been like, what you've been doing, this, that, and the third, it gives people this relatable sense to want to keep up with you instead of, I put this song out, I put this song out, I put this song out, I put this project out. Cool. You make music.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? What is it about you and your music that makes me want to stick around and know more about you? And I think that the more they know about you, the more they're going to want to experience your music, because that's an even more in-depth look into your life, because you're probably going to be more vulnerable talking on a song about what you're going through rather than making a post. Yeah. 'Cause I know that's how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I like that strategy.
Yeah. Only time I like.
Yeah. Exactly.
Personal. Like,
yeah.
this is who I am.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And like, you know, at that, so say like you post one on Monday, you'd skip Tuesday, do it on Wednesday, skip Thursday, do it on Friday. So you're covering the whole week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got beginning, middle, end. And that Friday's just before the weekend. So if you think about it, that last post about you personally, people have that free time from Friday to Sunday. So they're more likely going to see it one of those days just scrolling.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. I just got to get back in like the groove of like.
It's hard too, man, especially when
Yeah.
you're actually, you know, like us, we all still work. We're still trying to get after it. So it's like finding that time to do it in between your 9 to 5 and recording and like what you have going on in your head, personal family issues. So I definitely, you know, it is hard, you know?
Yeah, I've gone like very short, like sprees, I guess, of like posting. Where I post like, I post studio, like me in the corner, like make like a beat or something, and it's like something else of that nature. But I've never like been able to like stick to it like consistently. But it's so important.
It's really hard to build a routine, but I feel like once you get on the routine, it's like water. Like right now, I'm the same thing. Like I haven't been posting on that regiment like I was doing, and you can literally see if you go to my page, you'll see where I was posting 3 times a week, and you'll see the change in numbers from the time I was doing that to like kind of taking a hiatus. Like I was averaging, I think it was anywhere between like 300 and 500 views on each video I was posting, and then as time went on, I would only post like once or twice here and there. Those reels and or posts would only get like 100, 125. So it's like, okay, the consistency in which I'm posting those 3 times is letting the algorithm know, okay, let me push this person in front of people, even though it's not 1 million or 1,200 or whatever. It's like I'm getting more residual, because if you think about it, between 2 posts at 500 a piece, that's 1,000 people between 2 days.
Exactly. And another thing I hate about social media is like they make you think that like 500 is not a lot.
Exactly.
Imagine a room with 500 people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I swear.
It's so crazy. I agree with that, because it's so crazy how people like, it's only 500. It's only 500 people. Yeah, there's people out here who get 1 view.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they still going.
And they still going.
Yeah, like, y'all ever find like those like weird Instagram accounts and like they have like 1 viral video, but the rest will have like 86 and like 14 or something.
And that's the thing, like, you'll eventually find a video that does really well, and you're like, okay, let me try and emulate what I did in that video. And you'll try it, and it won't work.
Yeah.
Because I think it's being able to create that. So when you're trying to say, okay, I want to copy that and redo it again, and you try to redo it, it just comes out a little, what's the word? Prosthetic, if that makes sense. Like,
or just not organic.
but yeah,
artificial.
Artificial. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like taking that video and being like, all right, taking bulletins from it. Like, what did I use for the hook? What camera angle was I using? Was I using captions? Did I speak in a certain way? Was I doing cut takes where every time I say something, the camera changes? You know what I'm saying? So like taking those and being like, all right, these elements worked, and then implementing them into your next pieces of content. Not that you have to use all of them, but knowing that those things worked in that video, you can implement them and try, and then you'll obviously come to find that certain things will work and certain things won't work, and then eventually you'll find a method, which I'm still think I'm in the process, because every person I think has a different like sweet spot for what their content is, if that makes sense, and like how they build their videos. Yes, like there are good hooks, bad hooks, like how you pull people in and whatnot, like general basis things to social media, but like who you are as a person and the content you make is all going to be organic. There's no one and the same. Like, do y'all know Tony Statutory or whatever it says?
Yeah, that funny dude.
Familiar.
He's the he's like a comedian with the long hair.
Yeah, what is he, like Italian or something?
He might be Hispanic or something like that. But he does like the anime like memes and stuff like that. He's really good at like making a hook and like getting you to really like lead into the video. Like I was watching the one where he was making fun of Sinners. Yeah. He's like, if I was in Sinners, and he's like running away from the camera guy, and he's like, he goes into the door and he shuts it, and as he's walking away, he opens up the door and throws it open. He's like, I don't need, I can stand right here. I don't even need to close the door. You want to come in? Psych. And it's like the hook he used for for the video. It was because it wasn't just POV if I was in Sinners. It was POV Sinners vampire running after you. So it's like kind of that train of thought. It was like, oh, what would happen? Because I haven't seen it yet. So I had no idea what he was going to do. I knew it was going to be funny because I've seen his other videos. So it made me stay longer because of the way he was saying it, the wording behind it. And I think like just knowing that for yourself, like I said with the other like stuff in your video, pulling those pieces of content out or ways you were doing things.
Like Trey Rags too.
Yeah.
Trey Rags, that's hilarious, man.
How did the Aura music video come to be?
So that was really right off the hip. We didn't really have, and it was a one day shoot, zero budget.
Really?
It
looks really good.
Yeah,
so
props.
we appreciate it. That was shot by Truex Films. That's on Instagram, and then it's also on my page, and it's on Dog Sound on Instagram. That's Aiden. That's the guy who filmed it, and some other homies, Lawson.
Aiden Truex?
Yeah, Aiden Truex. Okay. And then Lawson, he's one of the guys that helped let us use a camera, and Lawson edited it. Yes, he let us use one of his cameras and edited it. I can't remember his last name. He is also on Instagram. I'll just give his Instagram for you guys to put in the description or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, zero budget. We just kind of went out in the day. We were like, where the locations we did were one behind the Avalon Apartments. We did behind the Alexandria, like that old abandoned Section 8. And it was just kind of like a feel thing. Put me in the spot in the location and just kind of played the song. They really worked out angles and what they wanted to shoot, because I firmly believe, especially coming from a film background, that I wanted them to interpret the song the way they heard it and give them full reign and creative control over it, because I just need to be there to do the lyrics. Like they are there to help me with my vision. Mm-hmm. Like, so why? If I want a certain thing, I might mention it. It's like, hey, can we do this or this? But ultimately, I want them to be able to piece it together how they feel it's going to look the best, because that's what I have them there for.
So my bad, but whose idea was it for you to get on the hood of the car?
Me.
Mm-hmm. That shit was fire.
That's fire. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
Yes, I was strapped to nothing. I was just holding onto the hood.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I was like,
we were going like 20 miles an hour. Like it was pretty damn fast, bro. I was sliding across the hood quite a bit. Because there's this one part in the video where he goes to like jerk it.
Yeah.
Jerk the wheel. Oh, jerk the wheel. Jerk the wheel. Hey, bro, no.
My bad again.
There's one every podcast. It's cool.
So he went to go jerk the wheel, and like I slid the one way, but my hand started to slip off, and it went like this, and I was like, oh boy. And then I was like looking at him through the windshield, and he went like that, and my body was like, shoot, and I grabbed back on.
That's iconic.
Wait, where were you holding on to?
So at the top of the hood where the windshield would be,
the
inside part, that gap.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say earlier, I really fuck with that perspective on like the videographers also having like a say in like the creative process of it. Because I'd be like all day thinking like my music and like honestly overthinking it, and like how like the music videos should be. But I'm like, well, this is the whole journey with multiple people.
Yeah, so like I think the main thing is that when you work with a videographer or someone who's making your video, like they are trained in structure, especially if they're someone who makes movies, like actual films, which is what Aiden does as well. He makes films. He's actually working for Mr. Beast right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my boy. He been working hard. He been working real hard.
Oh, yeah.
Him and a bunch of other friends from within that circle. But he, like, you know, they're built for structure and like how things should look. So you may have a vision and say like in a certain part at a location, you're like, oh, I really want to do this, this, and this. And he's like, you're probably better off going about it this way, because he sees it from a shooting perspective. What's going to look best for you, because it's a video specifically on you.
Yeah.
So you might have this wild, crazy idea, but strategically and like structure wise, they are putting it together so everything runs cohesively. Because there's been videos, you know, I see that they're just all over the place and the continuity's not there. So just being able to let your videographer do what he knows is best for the visual, I think is the best thing. Like, you can obviously have a say and be like, okay, this is the general basis of what I want it to be. But when it comes to like angles, shots, lighting, color, leave that all up to them.
Let them cook.
Let them cook.
For real.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How'd you meet Bacon?
I met Bacon through Conway. So when I first started making music out here, I was working with Conway through ILM Records, which I still do. He was coming around the same time I was. So, and do y'all know Smoke? Spasmino Smoke?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
He's like the fourth member of ILM, which would be me, Conway, Bacon, and him. He used to live out here. Really good musician. Y'all go look him up. Spasmino Smoke. Highs your hopes. He moved to Charlotte now, but he brought Bacon into the ILM circle because Conway's Smoke and Conway started working together, so it's kind of just a mutual like, oh, I'm bringing this person, and they were there because Conway hit me up on Instagram when I first moved out here because he saw a post of mine, and I just booked a session, and then after I started coming in for a while, that's when I met Bacon, and then Smoke was there, and that's how I kind of met all those guys, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell us anything about it sound like your Snapchat story, like the new shit y'all got? I could have sworn you and Bacon were in the studio like recently, right?
Yeah, we have a project supposed to be coming out. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's called Pork and Beans.
Okay.
So he's Bacon, which is pork. I'm Hispanic, so I'm a beaner.
Oh my god.
So Pork and Beans.
Hell
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
Right, and how much more culturally acceptable can you get than that? Like, you know, yes, it's probably an edgy name, but like that's when have you ever seen, you know, in the last decade, a Hispanic artist and an African American artist come together to make a project cohesively? Know who just tried to do it? Sauce Walker and homeboy from Texas,
Mexican OT?
Mexican OT.
Yeah.
They had a falling out.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's
Mexican OT said the N word, or is like that one?
no, it was the one where I saw Mexican OT talking about how Sauce Walker was trying to change songs, change beats, take people off, take him off songs, all this extra stuff, and it's like, and it has like, for me at least, has nothing to do with race, but like that's like the stigma and the narrative that's being like I see that's being built off of this, because you can even go and look it up, and throughout the history of hip hop, the Hispanic side of hip hop and the black community in hip hop haven't really seen eye to eye, because even with Cypress Hill, they're all Hispanic people. Cypress Hill is all Hispanic people, and they've tried to do like stuff with with like African American people stuff, and it's like, why is there a disdain between the two? Like, it's just music.
Yeah.
So why, it just makes me think like, why is it that these two walks of life can't come together to make some type of legendary stuff? Not that there isn't music where that's happened, but I haven't seen anything prevalent that really speaks to mine, and you're like, oh, these two people really did that. Because like, imagine if you brought like the bachata or like, you know, merengue or like a tango type of feel, like those other types of beats and whatnot from that side over into that really heavy African American hip hop side, rage type stuff, like bringing that together. Like we just did a song with one of my homies who raps in Spanish. He does reggaeton, and we put him on a rage beat with us, and he's spitting in Spanish. It is phenomenal. It's like a breath of fresh air. I have to show y'all after we get done, but it's crazy. Oh, yes, bro, Stoff, you know.
That shit was
yes, bro, you were. Oh yeah, Stoff helped cook the beat.
No, not that.
Oh,
you just played it for me.
That's right.
That was later we cooked something.
Yes.
But I was like, I looked at him, I was like, you did this? I was like, this you rapping?
Yes, bro. It was crazy. He went in on this like soft part, little like mellowed out part of the song, and then when I come in, because it's a beat change, and it's like a rage type, really hype, and I got done with my verse, and bro was like, "Yo, can I try going after him?" We're like, yeah. This man just went in. Crazy work.
Yeah, I gotta hear that.
Yeah, I gotta hear this.
Yes,
this sounds dope. Super unique.
Yeah, I think we have a song technically. I just gotta send it to Bacon, but I think I'm gonna redo my verse. Remember the beat Stoff made?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever sent it to you. Did I?
No.
You put a verse on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yo, I can't wait. Yeah.
Time is now.
You got
See if I got
any?
anything
Because I
else.
don't have any more questions.
We got through everything. Are you? I know you and Bacon are working on tapes together right now. Are you working on like a solo tape as well?
Yes. So right now I have a project I'm working on. It's called Dire Wolf. I want it to come out this December 2025. This would be like the quickest I've put together an album. This would be like a year, not today, but it'll be like a year in the making, maybe a little less, like 8 months. But I think that's just a testament to I've been making music for 6 years now, and everything comes a little faster. Pause. Everything happens a little faster. I hate this society, bro. I can't talk without doing it because I say it. I don't even have to look at the both of you, and I'm like, hold on.
No, I didn't even notice that first until you said pause, and then I was like, oh.
But yeah, it's called Dire Wolf, and I think it's going to be a real unique project because it has this very earthy outer scale feel to it, if that makes anything. Like the way I'm putting it together, I want you to be able to almost like feel like you're astral projecting and like an out of body experience. And it's a story, so I'm creating a story. So everything in this will be, I don't want to say everything, but it's a part side like fictional. So I know there's a band who does it, but they've created like almost movie-esque stuff based off like their albums, and that's what I'm trying to do with Dire Wolf. And I think Dire Wolf will turn into like more of like a trilogy or a series, if you will. So like with like Weeknd did his stuff with the trilogy.
Oh yeah. Like the Hell, Purgatory, Heaven shit.
Yeah, so it'll be similar to that, but in the sense of like like how he had all of them had different names. It won't be like Dire Wolf 1, a Dire Wolf 2. So it'll be like Dire Wolf, and then the next one will be the next chapter of that, but still within that realm. So
kind of like Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon.
More like was it I See Dead Kids?
Is that
I See Ghosts?
I See Ghosts. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I See Ghosts. I couldn't remember.
No, okay, Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts. Yes, Kids See Ghosts. Yeah. It's going to be like a Kids See Ghosts type of feel. I'm really trying to actually, because going back to, you're asking me about artists that I want to emulate. So, but I'm trying to bring a Speaker Knockers feel back into our generation and stuff, because we lost a real one way too soon.
Made a couple of bands by my own.
Yes, bro. So I'm trying to really blend a lot of this stuff together and use some like live instruments and things of that nature, because there's gonna be some screaming in there. There's gonna be some like gutturals, vocals, some like heavy rock type stuff. Yeah, but that's what's going on right now.
That's
Hell
what's
yeah.
up.
That's fire.
So before we come to the end of it, any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
First of all, shout out Port City Noise for having me. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate you. Shout out Aiden Trax at Trax Films, who did the Aura music video. Go look him up on Instagram. I'm sure it'll be in the description. Shout out Tate. Shout out Dev.
Yeah.
Shout out all of underground ILM hip hop. Shout out mom and dad. I love you. That's really it. I'm just happy to be here. There's not too much. And shout out to all the weirdos too. So if you know me and you're watching this and you're part of my fan base, come up with a name for us, because I think the Weirdos is a little corny. I think we can come up with something better. I don't want to do nothing like the Wolfpack or something like that, but come up with something. Come up with something weird.
All right. Bet. Well, see y'all next time, man.